Alright. Welcome back to Demon Slayer Anime Review episode number 16. This will be the final episode of the Entertainment District arc, which is known as No Matter How Many Lives. Yes, this is the final one. That was also technically the 44th episode of the anime. And I'm going to do a follow through this one. I'm going to get my final thoughts on this season. And an announcement. Yes, there's an announcement related to Demon Slayer we'll discuss in the following video. This one is definitely the conclusion to this arc. Now, I initially heard this episode was going to be 45 minutes. That's what I heard. The version I saw was not 45 minutes, it was 32 minutes. It was like 8 minutes longer than the actual regular episode. Yes. Though this episode surprisingly only covers 3 chapters. And you're thinking, really? Only 3? Yes, it covers chapters 95 to 97, which is definitely the end of this arc. Simply put, this is the definite conclusion to it, where you have Tanjiro waking up after, supposedly having the demons get beheaded, and we see an explosion off, and we see Nezuko getting out of her box. Now, I'm sure the box is perfectly fine. So, Nezuko herself basically goes and revives Tanjiro. And we see something completely unexpected this year. We see her pick up Tanjiro. This is presumably due to her demon strength, because normally a woman her size cannot pick up someone as heavy as Tanjiro. So, they go see Zenitsu, and he's, barely moving, and of course, Inosuke. And he's poisoned. Then we see a new ability for Nezuko, where she uses her demon to burn away the poison. And then, of course, then they go to where the sound Hashira is. Usuki. What the heck? Yeah, where he, of course, has got much more poison than Inosuke. You see his three beautiful wives just basically covering the thing he's about to die. And of course, they're arguing. And Nezuko just pops up out of nowhere and just touches him. And I should point out, though, she doesn't have the bamboo in her mouth anymore. Oh no, that's gone. That's been broken. Yes. She now has a thick piece of rope covering her mouth. And she heals up the wound. And of course, where, he is, burning. And of course, the women are thinking, oh, she's cremating him. It's and they're threatening to get this. Now, in the manga, this is, of course, Vizmia translation, one of the wives, I don't remember this one's name, where she says she was going to bend Nezuko over her knee like her big sister used to do. In the anime, she threatened to spank her. Yes, spank Nezuko for daring to burn their husband. And no, she didn't burn him at all. She just burned the poison. And he's surprisingly still alive. And of course, his wives are just so happy the fact he's alive. And then, of course, Nezuko carries Tanjiro over to where the demon head, since he's fine. It's okay, your poison is gone, but don't move. Your wounds are still healing. He's probably okay, I'll do that. And he can use that time to hold his beautiful wives. Come here, ladies. Oh, you lucky guy, you. You get 3 beautiful women to be your wives. And he goes to find demon heads, see if they actually disintegrate. He wants to make sure their bodies are perfectly gone. He went within his own eyes, which is not a bad idea. And he runs into them, the decapitated heads, which are still talking to him, and they're arguing back and forth. Of course, the sister is calling the brother ugly, because he kind of is. She says mercy. They say so, and of course, she covers her mouth, and then she disintegrates. And of course, then he starts disintegrating too. Excuse me. Then we go to his backstory, where apparently his mom was very abusive toward him when he was not long after he was born. She tried multiple times over the years to try to kill him. Even before he was born, tried to kill her. Because she probably wanted to abort. He probably did not want a child. And yet when she had the girl, no problem at all. Nope. And apparently his appearance, because he was so ugly, I'm they're in the entertainment district. I'm sure somebody who can take care of his face. Nope, they couldn't bother to do that. So, and then his mom had, his sister. Now, the thing is, who his mother is never explained. They do mention about the whole thing of samurai. So, they do mention that his sister was active as a courtesan over 100 years. So my guess is this is probably either early 19th century or late 18th century. That's my personal guess, anyways. I could probably say it's early 1900 or early 19th century because they do bring up the whole concept of samurai, where it was a samurai and the top knot type of thing. So this is presumably, because I mentioned 100 years ago, I'd say probably in the 1820s when this is taking place, because that's the flashbacks taking place, while the regular present day anime stuff takes place in the 1920s. Because there's power lines and there are cars. And electricity. Yep. Despite the fact you can tell by the fact these characters have swords, you could imply this could take place in the 19th century. But due to the fact we see cars and the other stuff, early 20th century. So, because he shows the fact he's got a gorgeous sister, he becomes a debt collector, which apparently he also beats up the debtors. And then he comes home one day after buying some bread, and he sees his sister has been burned. Yes, someone burned his sister alive, though she's still alive anyways. And this comes just after she stabbed a samurai in the eye with a hairpin. Now you're probably thinking, why the heck did she do this? What did the samurai do in order for her to do this? They don't really say at all. The manga does not say the reason for this all. It's when she did it. And then he, of course, gets payback on the samurai who did this to him. He proceeds to kill the woman who probably was their boss. And killing the samurai, well, first killing the boss, then the samurai. And then, of course, he carries his burned sister's body around. But she's still alive, but she's barely alive anyways. And then, they go, and of course, raining. All of a sudden, we see a demon show up. Yes, a demon. I have read online, according to the article, this is actually his upper two. That's who this character is. Who this guy is, what his name is, I don't know. I don't remember his name, but everybody think, wait, Nick, you read the manga. How can you not know this guy's name? I don't. They don't really bring it up at all. It's been a little bit since I originally read these chapters. I did reread this before because the manga doesn't say what this guy's name is. So he's eating a human, and he gets him his blood, and these two have potentially become actual members of the Courtesan 12, one of the moons. And of course, both the two become upper 6. Then, of course, they disintegrate, and Tanjiro takes out a knife. This actually is the same type of knife he used to sample the blood off. This actually is the second time he's actually done this. Though it could be the third time he's done this, because he first did it in the Drum Mansion arc, where he actually stabbed a former moon, get some of his blood. Then he did it with, as far as I can tell, he did do it again, this time with the actual upper for the Spider Mountain arc, and he did also for Mugen Train. This probably is actually the fourth time he's done this. Yeah, I get samples of these people's blood. And then we see, apparently it looks like the Uzi, I think his name is, he's in the afterlife. It looks exactly the same, except she does not have her demonic appearance. She's basically back to her pre-demonic appearance, and he tells her to go to heaven, and he's going to go to hell because he's ugly. I'm like, you could go to heaven. You had no choice but to do stuff like this, probably because he's a violent person. So she wants to stay with her brother, despite the fact that... Now, you're probably thinking, is there implied incestuous relation between the two of them? The anime does not state if there is an incestuous relation between the two of them. You can imply that, but it's never downright stated. In the manga, it's never stated at all. These two just siblings who care for each other, very close. And, of course, she just piggybacks on him while he walks straight to hell. As I can tell, it's hell because of all the fire. And afterwards, the Snake Hashira shows up. Yes, he shows up. And it's like, congratulations, you defeated a upper 6. It's like, cool. Though, and what's your plan now? You're injured. And the Snake Hashira, I'm actually going to retire. The master actually agreed with it. And saying, that's because I don't accept it. And he's like, we of course, they mentioned the loss of the Fire Hashira, which happened in the last arc, that was actually in the movie. which was also in the anime as well, which in my opinion was really dumb on the animators. Like, you just did this as a really good financial success movie. Why would you show the same crap? Why say stuff again for? It's so stupid. Good thing I skipped over that and went straight to this instead, because I've already seen that already. Though I heard the reason why they did that. I'll get to more of that in the very next video for this one. Yes, I'll get to more of that. So, and they mentioned that Tanjiro was surviving, and of course you have those four just hugging, like they're happy. You have Tanjiro, Nezuko, Inosuke, and Zenitsu all hugging the fact they're alive. They seem like all of them are injured. We do see the Master of the Core, where he basically is celebrating the fact that they're in fact alive, that number 6 defeated, and the fact they mentioned, oh yeah, that, well, not only that, but also that, now it's so excited, but basically they tip the balance of power, and then the episode ends with Upper 3 showing up at the Infinite Fortress, and that's how they ended the episode. Damn good episode. Love it. Can't wait for, well, not next week's episode because the season's done. I'll get to more of that in my next video, okay? Next video, which is going to be another Demon Slayer video. Bye.